Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I am showing you guys a speed painting that I did called Sweet Tooth of Marceline and Princess Bubblegum. I did this painting a while ago and I even edited the recording and everything, and I just didn't put it up for some reason. So I figured I might as well put it up anyways and show you guys, and I figured I'd do a voiceover this time after editing the video so that I could talk about what I'm doing. So once again, I am doing this in Clip Studio Paint Pro. It's basically like a new version of Manga Studio, I think. If anyone knows why they actually changed it to Clip Studio Paint Pro or whatever, let me know. I'd like to know why they changed the name because it sounds ridiculous. So anyways, I've been wanting to do more fan art stuff, and it's mainly because I want to start doing conventions next year. So I'm wanting to get lots of that set up along with my own personal work, and I want to do characters that I actually like drawing, so I thought Princess Bubblegum and Marceline would be super fun to draw. So yeah, this is me just kind of messing around with her face. It took me forever to get a point to where I actually liked Princess Bubblegum's face. I just wasn't feeling it, and I kept pushing through. Like, I reached so many points while doing this one where I was like, okay, I just need to stop. And I did actually stop multiple times and restarted it days after. I just wasn't feeling it for a lot of the time. But I kept coming back and I eventually finished it, so yay! If you hear a million clicks in the background, it's Loki clicking ferociously while he's working. Anyways, yeah, so I'm using Clip Studio Paint Pro, and as you can see, I put it on a pink background. I like using some sort of colored background or like a gray background instead of just white because I like working on kind of like a medium tone instead of just white like on a highlight. So yeah, I have the pink background, and also like it helped with doing Princess Bubblegum's face. And I did the sketch underneath with the pencil tool. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm coughing. I'm still a tiny bit sick, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand what my body's doing anymore. Anyways, so yeah, I used pencil underneath, and on top I'm using pencil, and on occasion I use the pen tool to lay down some really dark colors, and then I'll blend it with the oil paint brush. You guys can see that. But for the most part, I used the oil paint brush for this, and I got really nice, kind of smooth lines. It blends together really nicely. I used to see paintings that were like this and had like really nice smooth blending, and it just like looked really kind of like natural, but I don't know, nicely blended, but not blended with like what are they called? You know, the paintbrush that kind of isn't blunt, but it's like faded out, kind of like airbrush looking in Photoshop. I don't like the effect that gives, or the effect that the blunt paintbrush gives in Photoshop. So I always like wondered how people got the effect of this sort of look, and it wasn't until I bought this program that I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is like the type of lines that I've always wanted. It's amazing. I love it. So I have a lot of fun with the paintbrush tool on here. It just feels super organic, which which I like. I love blending things in with each other, and it feels right, you know. So yeah, I messed around with her faces a lot. Like her eyebrows, I was just buggering up so many times over. And now when I watch this, I'm like, no, you're not supposed to put that there. Put it here instead. Like, what are you doing? I'm just watching myself mess up. But overall, I really like how it turned out. I'm pretty happy with the final product, and I actually have it available as prints in 5x7 and 8.5x11 sizes on my online store, and I'll put the link below if anyone wants to purchase it or just see the finished product. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one, and I've been having lots of fun with doing like fan art stuff. So at the time being, like right now, I'm actually working on another fan art piece, and it's of Garnet from Steven Universe. I don't know why I've gotten so many questions by you guys asking if I watch that show, and I love that show so much. Like, the colors and everything are amazing. I love the colors. And it's like a type of comedy that I really like. I love cartoons so much. Like, I get so much nostalgia from watching cartoons, so I'll watch anime all the time. But yeah, I think now I have a few fan art pieces. I have a couple of Sailor Moon pieces. I have another Sailor Moon one that I need to finish up, but yeah, a couple Sailor Moon pieces, and I have this one here now, and I have a Korosami piece, and what else? Oh yeah, and the Garnet piece. And I'm thinking about making the Garnet one a sticker too, as well as prints, so I'm pretty excited about that. But I'm thinking, like, I'm wondering if I should do all of the crystal gems and do a sticker of each one. I feel like that's the right thing to do. So I think I might do something sort of like that. And I'd also like to do stickers of other things. Like, I was thinking about doing like Final Fantasy stickers, but just of like the creatures from Final Fantasy. So I'd do like a Moogle and like a Chocobo, and I don't know, maybe a couple of the cuter like little monsters. Like, what's the guy's name? What's the adorable creepy lizard guy that has like the lantern and he's wearing like a little monk outfit, little cloak. I want to draw him because he's adorable, and I want to draw the cactus, the cactar or whatever. I can't remember what they're called. I need to brush up on my Final Fantasy. I actually want to play Final Fantasy X again. It's been a while, and that was the one that introduced me to Final Fantasy. Back when I first started playing. I was definitely a PlayStation girl. I wanted to have Nintendo really bad, but we were too broke to afford another console, so I did eventually get a Game Boy, so I got to play Pokemon, and Pokemon was pretty much the only game I played on my Game Boy. Eventually I got Mario on there, which was awesome. But yeah, so I pretty much grew up with PlayStation, and I think the games that I played when I first got PlayStation, I think I was around like 7 years old when we first got it, or 9 or something. And the games that I had were Namco. It was like a demo pack of all these different games. It was like Namco Museum, so it had like Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Galaxar, or whatever it's called, Galaxan, and I had Croc, and I had Frogger, and Gran Turismo. I played the shite out of Gran Turismo. I can't remember. My friends had Spyro, so I'd play that whenever I went over to their place, and I actually recently downloaded it again downloaded it because you can download like old games on the PlayStation 3 store now, which is pretty sweet. So they have like Final Fantasy VII on there, I think, and they have Spyro and stuff. So I downloaded Spyro, and it's so boring. Like, it's crazy how far games have come in my lifetime. I'm only 24 years old. It's insane. Like, absolutely ridiculous. It's such, like, Spyro is such a simple concept, and everything is so basic, and just, I don't know, it's crazy how just insane everything is now. And, what was I gonna say? And then, yeah, when PlayStation 2 came out, it was just, like, mind-blowing. Final Fantasy X was absolutely incredible to me. I can't remember if that was the first... I think the first game I played on PlayStation 2 was probably Kingdom Hearts. And for those of you that haven't played it, it is super amazing. It's like Final Fantasy combined with Disney, and you get to go into all these different worlds of Disney. So if you're into Disney, you like that game. You get to basically like live inside of each of the Disney worlds. It's so freaking cool. I think that was the first PlayStation 2 game I played, and it was amazing. And I remember like Shelby and Jaden, my brother and sister, they'd sit there and like watch me play it. That's why when Jaden passed away, I got the Kingdom Hearts, the Palpu fruit tattoo. But yeah, and then I think I rented Final Fantasy X. I kept going to the video store and I'd rent it. I thought it looked cool. And it wasn't until like years later that I actually owned it. But I just repeatedly kept renting it. Yeah. Video games are expensive. So, yeah, that's that. But aside from that, I think we just played, like, I played a lot of my mom's husband at the time. A lot of his games. He had, like, ATV Off-Road Fury and stuff like that, so those were the only other games that I could really play, because I obviously couldn't afford my own games, so I just play a lot of Final Fantasy and a lot of Kingdom Hearts. And also, actually, I rented a bunch of other games, so I'd rent, like, Virtua Fighter, and that was pretty awesome. Oh yeah, and when I had my first PlayStation, I remember there was, like, another demo that I got where I could play, like, demos of Crash Bandicoot and Tekken. So I played tons of just that same demo over and over and over and over and over again. And it's like, it takes like a few minutes to wrap it, and I just play it over and over again. It made no freaking sense to me why I couldn't get past that point, and it would just stop. And I think I have dreams where it would just like unlock and I just suddenly have the game. It was just amazing. And so I'd keep playing it over and over again to see if I could actually get the game. Anyways, it makes no sense at all. I don't know what my logic was in that, but yeah, aside from playing with my video games, I actually look back to around when I was a kid, and I was a pretty lonely kid. Like, I didn't have any siblings for the most part, and even when I did have siblings, they're so much younger than me that I didn't really, like, get along with them. And like, I've never liked kids. Even when I was a kid, I didn't like kids, so I didn't really want to hang out with my siblings at all when I was a kid. But yeah, I was like alone a lot of the time, actually, until I got a bit older. I think I pretty much just played by myself all the time. I talked to myself. I'd build my own stuff out of Lego, and I'd play with like my Beanie Babies or my I think I had a couple of Barbies. I had a Furby, which was awesome because then I had someone to actually talk to. But eventually it just started glitching out and it actually horrified me a little bit. So yeah, video games were really good for me because then at least I had something to do. I obviously drew a lot as a kid, and my there were a few members of my family that were actually concerned that I was not all right in the head because I didn't act like a human. I acted like an animal at all times. Like I was always a cat or a lion or something. And I would like lay on the floor and just like wait for someone to walk into the kitchen, and I'd like start pawing at them and just I was a weird ass kid. Like I was a cat for a few years of my childhood. So that was a thing. I eventually had some friends, but that liked doing cool stuff. So I had friends to play cats with, and then I had friends to play Barbies with and Beanie Babies and everything. So it got pretty good. I had one friend growing up named Tara, and she, I think around when I was like 11, she was like very knowledgeable about adult things. So she like told me about adulty stuff that I probably shouldn't have known, and she like taught me about makeup and everything, and like she was the first person to shave my legs like and pluck my eyebrows. And her and I and another one of my friends, Jem, we would always hang out, and I don't know why I'm talking about this. I'm just finding things to fill the time. It's a long video. Anyways, the three of us, we would get together and we'd like play Gwen Stefani or like Backstreet Boys or whatever, and we'd sit there and just like dance in our bedroom, like dance on the bed, and like so much freaking fun. And we just dance and do our makeup all crazy and just like look in the mirror and pretend we're like in a band or something. It was so much fun. I miss those guys. They're great. Seems like all of my friends that I had growing up either have kids or they're married or both. And I feel like I'm a complete loner in the sense, like, I've never wanted to have kids, and I still don't want to have kids. Like, if it wasn't for Lopi, I would get myself fixed, because it's something that I never ever wanted and never will want. And I feel like if somebody doesn't want a kid, then they probably shouldn't have one. And if I ever did decide to have a kid, I'd adopt one, because there's so many kids out there that don't have parents. And yeah, anyways, it just feels weird because I don't really believe in marriage so much anymore. Like, I think when Lopi and I get married, we're gonna basically just have like a house raising party or just a party. And we're not gonna do that until we have a house of our own. So we're gonna buy a plot of land, and we're gonna build a little cob house on it, and we'll have like a nice beautiful garden and nice beautiful outdoor area with just greenery and life everywhere. And I want to be, quote, married there, but I want to do like a ceremony instead, like a ceremony that we make up. Like, I don't want rings, I don't want to light a candle. I want to do something that's just about us, and like I don't want a minister there. I just want it to be us and family and friends, and we'll just have like a little ceremony. And I want to do something where we like write notes to each other about our feelings and how much we love each other and stuff like that. Or even like we could even like braid our hair together or something and like cut it off. And I was thinking like putting the note or the braid or whatever in a jar, and then whether the house is finished being built or not, like, because I'm going to sculpt my own floor and make it out of, like, rocks and all kinds of cool stuff, I want to have a hole in the middle of the floor, in the middle of, like, in the heart of the house, and I want to put the jar into that and basically have it as part of the floor, so it's part of the house. So the house is kind of like us, you know? I don't know. I don't know if that sounds really weird or what, but to me, it feels like, I don't know, it feels like it'd be pretty awesome. And if we ever did sell the house, then anyone who moved into the house in the future could take the jar out and they can add their own notes to it about where they are in life and what they want to accomplish while living in that house and everything like that, and what they want the house to be for them. If they want it to be a creative place or a safe place or whatever. I don't know. I'm all about putting the vibes out there. So I feel like if we put the vibes into the house, then it'll be a good house. Oh my god, there's a guy outside with a leaf blower. I just made a video complaining about leaf blowers the other day, and it seems like every time I go to record a video, there's a freaking person with a leaf blower outside. And it just baffles me why people they just don't think. People don't think at all. Like, what a waste. So much gas just to blow leaves around. And he's like an older guy, so he doesn't, I feel like he probably doesn't care at all about the environment or about anything really. He's all about convenience and everything, so. And he's just blowing it onto the street. Like, where do you think that's gonna go? It's gonna come right back on the freaking sidewalk. Ah! Drives me insane. Lopi, what do you think about leaf blowers?
They're lazy.
It's just ridiculous. He just blows it onto the street. It's gonna come back. We're living on a freaking island. There's wind. It's gonna come back. I just want to go outside and just take his little head and just shake it and be like, hey!
What? He's not even like the regular guy either.
No, I don't. He must be like the owner of the place, and he just decided to come here and blow leaves to take out his frustration because him and his wife are having a fight or something.
Oh no, he was just warming it up. Look, he's taking it into the building.
He's taking it into the building?
He's gonna shove it in her mouth. And be like, eat this!
He's gonna shove it in her mouth, and then she's gonna blow up like a balloon, and then he's gonna have to smush her out one of the windows. Actually, the windows aren't even big enough, probably, so he'd have to break one of the doors open, and then pull her downstairs, roll her outside, and then he's gonna have to basically take her out to the ocean and roll her out to sea. Goodbye, Angus! I hated you from the moment I said I do! I don't have to put up with your bitching and complaining anymore! Now I'm gonna marry my leaf blower! No, he looks pretty young yeah, he's probably not that old. But anyways, leaf blowers are stupid. If you own a leaf blower now, you should probably get rid of it, because they're dumb.
However, counter-argument, they're more efficient than rakes.
Yeah, but it's bad for the environment. And if you rake something, it's a freaking workout. And then you get to jump in the leaves after. Come on.
People who are doing it for money have to be concerned with profit. There's more profit by using a leaf blower than there would be a rake.
Well, then maybe they shouldn't do that job.
Or maybe they should get a leaf blower that works by flexing your butt cheeks. So you can just sit there and flex your butt cheeks a bunch, and then it'll blow.
That girl's pretty.
Huh?
That girl's pretty. Am I about her size? No. Am I about her size?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Maybe a bit skinnier.
Really? I like her body shape. It looks natural. She's not skinny, but she's not like She looks natural and healthy. I always ask Lopi if I look like different people because I'm like, I don't really know how I look from someone else. Even though I see myself in the mirror, I don't. Anyways.
Totally not the same. I've learned that recently.
Yeah.
I'm far sexier than I thought I was, and I already thought I was sexy.
Oh my god.
When I saw myself in a picture jumping on a trampoline, I was like, whoa!
Okay. So right now, I took the picture and I put it in Photoshop. So I'm adding different gradients, and I'm kind of just messing around with different gradients, trying to push back different areas and bring forward other areas. And I'm putting the gradients on. I'm trying like multiply and overlay and screen over top. And yeah, I'm creating the glow with the gem and everything. Just trying to add like some effects to the finished thing. Anyways, so yeah, that was it, guys. And thank you so much for tuning in and watching the progress and listening to me babble on about random stuff. I thought I wouldn't be able to think about anything, but my ADD was awesome today, and I was able to talk about everything and anything. So I hope I didn't bore you guys too much. If you enjoyed the video, you want to see more, please hit the like button and subscribe.